Hey y'all, thanks for joining me on another cleaning video. Today's video is going to be a big one. I am decluttering 3 big spots in the home. My office / guest bedroom. I will be decluttering the bathroom, closet, and the pantry. It was long overdue to get these areas back together, and I hope that you'll join me today and maybe declutter a space in your home, or just watch along and get a little bit of motivation to get going at some point to just tidy up those spaces, those areas in your house that have gotten so out of sorts. If you're new to my channel, or if you have recently subscribed, this will be all the same for you, because I just recently realized in starting to do the voiceover for this cleaning video that I have never introduced myself with my name. And I am so sorry for that. That is so weird. How could I not do that? Okay, so to formally introduce myself, my name is Danielle, and me and my husband, we have 4 kids. We have recently moved to a new city. We have moved twice in 2 years, and no, we are not a military family, but we have recently moved again. And so this is our new home that we've been in for a little over a year. And to be quite honest, when we moved here, you know how it goes if you've moved. Things just got put into place quickly, and organization and thinking through how to best lay out the house, that was not top of mind for me. So honestly, the accumulation of things and just the clutter and just putting stuff down wherever it could go, that is what has caused this office / guest bedroom to look like this. In the first portion of this video, I am rearranging the furniture in this office / guest bedroom, mainly because I just did not like the flow of the room. I didn't like where things were, and so I decided to move everything around. I probably moved things around 3 times before I settled on the final position of the bed and the desk. And then I moved on to decluttering, so throwing away unnecessary items, finally putting items back in their place, and getting the office to just look nice, neat, and clean so that I can actually think and do work in this space. I thought this was funny looking back on this video, is you'll see me at certain parts of the video just stop and stare, or just stop and look around. And I'm just trying to take it all in, but also it was a bit overwhelming. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, there was some times when I was trying to organize and declutter this space and the bathroom that I just had to stop and take it all in and take a deep breath to not get overwhelmed with just how much stuff. It's just a lot of stuff. And I don't know if you've ever felt that before. If you try to take on a task, here I go again, just staring. Like, where do I start? I don't know if you ever felt that, where you are wanting to take on a task and you just don't even know where to start because it just seems so overwhelming. But that's why I had to get this done, because I had been pushing this off for months, and I finally wanted to get it done so that I can start fresh. You know, it's springtime, summer is quickly approaching, and I just want every space in the house to at least be decluttered to the point where I don't feel like I have to spend a whole hour cleaning up one space. A fun fact about me is that I am a huge crafter. So I love crocheting, I love sewing. I recently got into rhinestoning, and obviously I love creating YouTube videos and just anything that I can get my hands on and create something from start to finish. I love the process. It's super therapeutic for me. But what comes along with that is I have a lot of stuff. So you just can't really be a minimalist if you're a crafter. You have to have tools and you have to have things to use in order to do your craft. And so that's why I have a lot of things in this office. There also are some things that I use for when we homeschooled our kids a couple years ago. And so I don't want to throw away glue sticks or pens or pencils and stuff like that, because I know they'll use it when they're either at home or when they need to take it to school. And so I knew that a lot of the stuff I was not going to just throw away, but it did need to have a home. And that is where the chaos was created in this space. Is there were some things that just did not have a home, and or I was in the middle of doing a craft and I never put it back. I have told myself though that I am going to utilize everything that I have right now, all of my cloth, all of my yarn, create what I can with it, and not to purchase anything else, because I just cannot see myself adding anything more to this space. It was overwhelming as it is. And I also want to be able to focus on one thing right now instead of dibbling and dabbling into multiple different projects. Let me know in the comments if you are also a fellow crafter. I would love to hear what type of crafts you all are into. And also, if you have any tips on how to keep your space organized as a crafter. I'm still learning, still growing in this department. This space right here is actually a pretty decent sized closet that is inside of our boys' bedroom. And it's just a space that we've used to store Christmas items, any of the girls' out of season clothes, and just extra things. So I decided, because there's an outlet in this closet, that I was going to bring a table up here, bring my sewing machine and a lot of the cloth that I have, and just store it up here. And then whenever I decide to sew, I'll come into this little closet and sew. This table was actually in the office before, but I had to take off the legs in order to fit it inside of the closet doorway. So I did that, got it put together, and then that's when I brought up a lot of the sewing items that I have. My littlest one, she loves when the camera is out, so she had to make her appearance, of course. Once I got the table set up, I moved my sewing machine upstairs. I took a chair upstairs. I also have an embroidery machine, but I have that stored away somewhere else because it's super sensitive to cold and heat. And then I have a heat press machine that I use to make t-shirts. After I moved a few items, I swept and I vacuumed. Of course, this was super satisfying to get all these dust bunnies up. And then I moved on to getting that upstairs closet situated with the sewing items. At this point, I was absolutely exhausted, but I knew I was in the home stretch, so I pushed forward. And mind you, this was not done in one day. This was not done in one big sitting. This was done over maybe 3 days. And I still was over it and really tired of organizing this room. But it needs to be done. So I spent some time organizing a lot of documents that needed to be put away. Also threw away a lot of papers. I have no idea why I held on to so many of these papers for so long, but I took care of that, and that felt really good to have a more clear desk area without all the papers. Finished up in this space, and I'll show you all the finished product at the end of this video. I moved on to the master bathroom closet. This space obviously holds all the things you need to use when you're in the bathroom. There was some sense of organization, but over time, you know how it goes. Things just get tossed in there and the organization kind of goes by the wayside. So I decided to take everything out and sort through all the things that we had and made sure that we didn't have anything expired or just anything unnecessary that we don't use. Once I got everything out, I swept, vacuumed, and wiped down the shelves, and then I started putting things back in its place. It was a lot less cluttered because I realized there was a ton of things that we did not need and that needed to be thrown away. So I was happy that the space was a bit more clear. and it's easy to find things now. I'll also show a final look of the closet. It's nothing spectacular, nothing over the top, but it's clean. Now, final space that I worked on was the pantry. If I have not said this already, we live in an old house. I think this house was built in the 70s. And so all the closets are just a little awkward because they're deep, they're wide, and you got to be creative in order to make the space work. I found that using baskets and little bins and containers in order to keep things organized has helped the most in this pantry. So that's what I'm kind of putting back together is potatoes, onions, things that can get all over the place. I have stored those in baskets, and then I use these containers, these bins from IKEA, to store a lot of the small items, so cans and bags of popcorn and things like that, just so that it looks clean and looks organized. It turns out that the pantry was the easiest and quickest space to declutter and reorganize, and that was primarily because I had organization already in place that was working. I just needed to tidy it up a bit and get things back to where they belonged instead of having to create a whole new organization system in this space. If I had to do that, then it would have took me hours to clean this space up. So that is one thing to notate, and something that I'm encouraging myself with, that if you put in the hard work to declutter and organize, all you have to do is maintain it. It does not take that much effort to tidy up a space and get it back organized if you have a system already in place that is working. So hopefully this video was helpful to you to declutter your spaces. And here are the final looks of the office, the pantry, and the bathroom closet. I hope to see you again on the next video. It'll be another just regular cleaning video. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye.